Hi, family. It's African Osir Co back at you. I am coming to you live again. I would love for you to click the like. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel. And I would absolutely love for you to share. And please keep watching and keep coming back. So, family, I'm coming to you today live to do a video about the Christopher Gilbert story that I did about a week or so ago. That was the young brother that was pushed in the water by his white Caucasian friend. Okay. So apparently, Christopher Gilbert is doing a lot better now. He has come out of the coma and he is doing a lot better. He is not threatening death now. They thought he was not going to make it or he was going to be brain damaged. But, thanks to Yahweh, the brother is going to make it. Okay. But I just have to say, and uh, may Yah be with the brother, the young brother, but a lot of our people are just not going to make it. I'm gonna just say that. I'm gonna start there and sit it there for a minute. A lot of our people are not going to make it. It's not meant for them to make it. Like Harriet Tubman said, she saved a few, but she could have saved a lot more, if more had understood that they were slaves. Some of us don't understand, that we are um, in the battle with the beast. Okay, we are in the frying pan, and all we got to do is make the wrong move, and we'll be in the fire. A lot of us don't understand it, and it's unfortunate. So we're gonna revisit what the mother said. Okay. So describing her reaction, and this comes from the news, okay, at the time that the young man was pushed into that water. Describing her reaction upon seeing her son for the first time at the hospital. Mrs. George said, I was devastated. I felt like my life had ended in that moment. My son is aspiring to be a medical doctor. My son is going to be a medical doctor. He got his master's last year in biological science. He's preparing for medical school. So for this to have happened to him, I was just devastated. So this is a mom that loves her son dearly, and she was very affected by what happened with her son. Okay. Ms. George recalled the conversation she had with the friend that pushed Gilbert into the lake. And she remembered asking, why would you push my son in the lake knowing that he couldn't swim? Now, that's the key words right there, family. That um, supposedly, allegedly, everybody was aware that the young man couldn't swim. Okay. Even, the people that were at the restaurant. Okay. In response, the friend reportedly said, well, ma'am, I didn't know that man couldn't swim. Now, this is her friend, okay, who she's calling now that man. Okay. Just get the gist of that, family. Okay. So, which mom replied, who is that man? This is supposed to be amongst a group of friends. Who is that man? Chris. Everybody knows he can't swim. This is the mother talking to the so-called friend that pushed him in the water, that didn't want to see him drown, that stood there with the other friends as he drowned, damn near, and did nothing. Not jumped in, not threw nothing in, not nothing. So they didn't care whether he lived or died, as far as we know, right? Even when we went to the restaurant. This is the mom speaking. The owner of the restaurant even stated, "Everybody knows Chris can't swim. He's been coming out here for 2 years or better. He's always joking about it." And my thing is, I saw a picture of that young man, Chris, with that young woman that pushed him in the water. I don't know if it was that same day, but in one of the boats, and he didn't have on a life jacket. Now, if you know you can't swim and you're getting in the water, and I don't care who you're getting in the water with, wouldn't a smart thing be you? I mean, you getting ready to go to medical school now. This is not a dummy that we're talking about. Wouldn't the smart thing be to put on a life jacket? But see, the problem is with a lot of us, family, is that we trust other people with our lives more than we trust ourselves with our lives. And that's a problem. How do you trust somebody else with your life more so than you trust yourself with your life? Okay, so anyway, so the mother ultimately she wanted the young woman arrested. So now we come to forward to now, okay? And we're gonna come up now. So the young man who was close to declared brain dead after being pushed into a Louisiana lake has broken his silence and revealed what happened to him. Christopher Gilbert, 26, was pushed into the lake in Farmerville, Louisiana on April 14th, 2024 by a friend and co-worker, Cassidy Holland, and was allegedly left fighting for his life in the water for 20 minutes while a group of friends, not one, not two, and not three, a group of friends watched on. And that's something else I want to say. How many black teenagers could there have been that stood around after they pushed a white teenager or a young adult? Or say, how many black young adults could have stood around after they allegedly pushed, I'm sorry, family, after they allegedly pushed a white young adult into a lake and watched them drown, would be okay and wouldn't be arrested that day? I I don't know any. Do you? I don't think you do. Okay. Um, his heart and breathing had stopped by the time a patron from a nearby restaurant saw what was going on and hauled him to the surface and began CPR. These young ladies didn't try to pull him out. They didn't scream for help. They didn't try to offer any help. They didn't try to do anything, but left that young man in that water, in that lake, where it could have been even alligators could have got him, because we're in Louisiana now, okay? And they're not being charged with anything, I'm sure. Okay. Um, by the time that the young man reached the hospital, doctors claimed he was almost brain dead. As he continued to make his miraculous recovery, he has spoken about what happened minutes before the incident, saying he doesn't think anyone did anything intentionally wrong. Okay. Okay. I'm telling you, you can't make this stuff up. He says, this is, you know, what the young man was quoted saying. He doesn't think anyone did anything intentionally wrong, and that uh, they were joking minutes before. He was joking minutes before with the young lady, okay, and that he believes that the situation was taken way out of context. Now, think about that, family. Who is he accusing of taking the situation out of context, because the only person that was screaming to the rooftops about wanting somebody to pay for what they did to their son was his mother, you know. And it is a shame when your own child will turn against you for one of those people. I don't know what to say. But unfortunately, I'm sure this is going to hurt the mom more than anybody can even say. But she just going to have to let it go. Let it roll on off of her. Pray about it and let it go. And pray for him, because this may not be the last time. Because Mr. Christopher Gilbert is going to um, more than likely surround himself and immerse himself in white supremacy. And white supremacy cannot be bargained with. White supremacy cannot be, you know, we're not going to argue with it. You know, white supremacy cannot be. We can't level with it. It's no getting by with white supremacy. White supremacy is an evil, nefarious, wicked, demented, unrealistic, idiotic, stupid system of thought process for those that have it. I'll say that, for those that have it. It is. Because for you to have hatred for someone that only because of their race, irrespective of what their character is, what their accomplishments have been, because, you know, truth be told, I'm just going to say, white folks that are racist, if had not been for the many accomplishments of Black people in America, many of you would not be here making it the way you're making it right now. You wouldn't be. If it had not been for the hard work of Black Americans, you wouldn't be here making it like you've been making it here. You wouldn't be. Because you got free labor from slavery. After slavery, you stole land, you stole money, you stole wealth, you took life. So there is a debt paid. And I think some of you may see that, but you're afraid to admit it in front of your brethren. Some of you are not afraid to admit it. Some of you say it. Some of you may say it and really don't mean it. It really doesn't matter. Because reparations is a debt owed to Black Americans. And I'm not talking about just, there's a global debt owed to Black people globally by Europe, all of Europe. But I'm talking about for Black Americans. There's a debt owed. And it's going to be paid. You can fight it. You can cry about it. You can yell. You can scream, you can pout, and you can riot, and you can cause an insurrection. It will not matter. Because when it's all said and done, it will be paid. All right, family. I am African Osoranko again. I thank you so much for joining me. Remember, I would love for you to like, subscribe, and share. Okay? And come back and see me again, family. Thanks again. Have a good one. Take care, family. Bye bye.